Council has been around for nearly 85 years. We were out in front on racial equality issues in 1935. We were out in front on LGBTQ concerns back in the 80s. It was probably one of the first places by the early 40s where black leaders and white leaders sat down together at the same table to talk about issues that were mutually important to them.
It truly impressed me when I saw persons that I considered distinguished persons who were white advocating for a cause that did not benefit them personally, except to benefit them spiritually.
I have known of the work and have been involved with the work of the North Carolina Council of Churches as long as I have been a minister or actually on a church staff here in North Carolina. At the time, I was part of a more conservative denomination that I grew up in, and I appreciated that the council reached out across denominational lines.
A lot of our coalition partners are not faith communities. They're the ones that, oftentimes, they're the ones that have the data and the connections, and then we bring the faith voice in.
The Council of Churches mission, which people may be surprised to know many years ago, it was about equity, social justice, related to racial and gender. It's all those things that we still talk about today. They always had a seat at the table here, and then vice versa. Like, they always pulled us into the things that they were doing as policy experts.
What we are trying to do in our area of legislative advocacy is refract the policy issues of the day through the lens of faith. So, in other words, we would never support a particular politician, but we would support a particular issue based on how we think that translates out of Scripture. It's harder for faith-filled people who may feel differently than we do to argue against Scripture.
The work of the church is not done inside these walls. The work of the church is done on the roads, on the mountains, on the seasides.
There's a role that the faith community and faith leaders play in pushing forward sound policy and rejecting bad ones.
I had always felt that the local pastor and the local church should be involved in activities that would help people in real, concrete ways.
Our main program areas are health and wholeness, immigration, and the environment. Then we'll have campaigns. North Carolina's role in the CIA rendition and torture program, gun violence prevention, the opioid crisis awareness. We still work in the area of racial equality and inequality and justice. The fact that we've been doing this for nearly 85 years means that we stand on the shoulders of some very brave and forward-thinking people. We wouldn't be here today if those people had not been in the trenches, doing the hard work, taking the criticism for the vision that they have.
People can sit down and listen to the news and say, oh, that's terrible, or we can try to do something about it. And the Council of Churches coming together and making statements, taking positions, is one way to try to do something about it.
So having them be around so long to me means they will continue to be around. But we know that if the Council of Churches wasn't here, there'd been a lot more bad policy than what you already see.
Following Jesus is not a popularity contest. And so the council holds our congregations to our truest ideals, even when they're not popular.
We can offer the voice in the public square that can help people see things a bit differently, think a bit differently, and we'll all keep moving forward.